We are, for the most part, Democrats, himself above Labor Hanoi. This is not the kind of man we want as President of the United States. That we should support, that he should be supported out of he fled this country while 2.5 million other young Americans, absent our call, join with us in the choice of November 7th for President Nixon at the most expense. Their candidate also has announced that he intends to cut our defense budget by 1/3. His proposed particularly organized are Democrats. What they're going through right now is this trauma.
Print and publicized if it were facts. Now you tell us it's
no, I say it has been reported to me. I do not say that's correct.
But you don't know whether it's been reported to the administration or not.
I was told.
Good morning,
How do you do?
sir.
How are you?
You have a reasonable excuse for being in a contaminated area?
Yeah, Jerry Taff's my name. I'm from Channel 8. We're out here covering the effort.
We're going through the yearly exercise for Buckskin Rider,
Right.
a simulated nuclear attack at Carswell.
Yeah.
And right now you're in an area of heaviest contamination, and without any to do about it, we'll have to just declare you dead.
Does that mean I can't move from here now?
That means you can proceed to the morgue on foot or in your car.
I can proceed to the morgue.
Right. This is all simulated. We're not going to actually kill you. So you can.
Yeah, fine. That's good. What's going on? I hope I don't break your can. Oh, I don't. They make them out. I got to get my eyes open now that I come out of the dark. Orange in it?
One of the more colorful Midway barkers to win a stuffed animal from is Red Cardena. He was at the State Fair Centennial and has missed working only one fair since 1955. Red was an extra in a couple of movies and was an MC for a band in his younger days. After 53 years, he's still in showbiz.
I was 11 years old. I was selling papers and shining shoes, and we come from a poor family. And I was walking by one of them, and the lady asked me if I wanted a job to set up their milk bottles, where you throw the balls and knock the bottles over. If you knock them over, you win a prize. That's where I got it. And I started, I liked it, and I made money, so I just stayed in it. I didn't have a trade or education or anything like that, so I just stayed in it. And I made a success of it.
Red says about 40% of his customers win his ring toss game, but the overhead expense of the booth eat up most of the profits. He gets very offended if someone hints his business is not exactly honest. There are bad eggs in every profession, he says. The secret of Red's success is desire, he told me. Desire and the love of people.
It's a fun job, you know? And any job that's a fun job, you've got to enjoy it, you know? And if you enjoy your work, you work harder. I've been coming so long that I've had some of the little kids come up, and I remember it from years and years and years and years come out. They married now and have children and family, and they come up and say, "You remember me?" I said, "I sure do."
The committee's arm today was called Labor for Nixon, and it consisted of 4 labor leaders gathering support for the president. Spokesman Paul Story of the Marine Engineers says the president has kept campaign promises to unions, but he says, on the other hand, Senator McGovern's statements are inconsistent. After the news conference, and with Texas AFL-CIO President Roy Evans in mind, I spoke with Joe Dixon of the Texas Conference of Teamsters. I asked him if Evans' support of McGovern and the Teamsters' support of Nixon wouldn't split labor in the state. He didn't seem particularly perturbed. In fact, he kind of smiled and told me Teamsters and the state AFL-CIO couldn't get much further apart than they are now. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News, on the move.
The primary last time to conduct.
Let me see here.
Oh, for about 2 months, approximately 2 months.
Okay, now this is Fidelity Union Life Building.
Wednesday.
That's not the same as an indictment.
No, Fidelity Union Life and Fidelity Union Tower.
What kind of offices does he have there?
Well, they own the building.
Well, right now we're just hoping we can move the ball on them. They hadn't had a touchdown scored on them all year, so we're just going to work on moving the ball on them and see what we can do.
Were you surprised, as Coach Royal was, at the few team possessions or ball possessions that you had in the second half of the Utah State game? 4, I believe, or 5 it was.
It was really amazing. I didn't realize that till we watched the film, and he told us that was as few as we had. But we were lucky to get to cash in on the ones we did in the second half, having that few.
And how do you feel yourself about the wishbone? How have you improved in the intricacies of it?
Well, I've been making the same mistakes, it seems like, for 3 games. I haven't improved that much, except maybe a little bit in the execution of it. I still make a lot of mistakes.
Have your receivers been running good routes for you?
Yeah, the split ends have probably been the best part of our team, really. They've been running real good patterns and blocking real well, and our backs coming out of the backfield have been running good patterns.
And what will this do to you as a football player? You're home in the Dallas area, packed Cotton Bowl house, and playing the #1 team in the nation, or #2, probably #1 unless you whip up on them.
Well, it's got to, get you excited, and I like playing in Dallas and in the Cotton Bowl.
Well, I think it's going to be a real exciting experience. Our whole team's looking forward to it. It's kind of a challenge to us. It's the first real big game of our season, and we feel can mean the difference to us for the rest of the year.
What's the feeling on the offensive team, a team that is so explosive and so fast? Do you feel yourselves something special?
Well, we take a lot of pride in our offense. We've had a lot of success so far, and we always look forward to playing a good game. We try to, execute well every game, and that's about all.
How many passes do you expect to throw Saturday if you play the full game?
I don't know. That's hard to say. Our passing attack is simply based on situations. If we get in a situation where we'll have to throw the ball, I'm sure we'll throw it. And if we don't have to throw the ball, I'm sure we'll do exactly as we have in the past.
Have you played any wishbone teams this year?
No, we haven't played any wishbone teams so far.
Do you feel that because Texas does the wishbone, they might be able to defend you a little better than other teams?
Well, I think they probably have a little better understanding of what we'll probably be trying to do, and I think they'll probably defense us better because they have better players.
It's a tragic admission of racial misunderstanding to acknowledge that integration of blacks into white schools has served to bring about increased physical assaults on black school children.
Attention base, attention base. This is a Buckskin Rider exercise message. Submarines are launching missiles at this time. Expected detonations and arrival and detonation time.
Wing headquarters was among the hardest hit areas in today's simulation. The smoke pots indicate that heat from the skyburst nuclear explosion had set fire to the HQ building. Air police arrived, checked out the scene, and reported the fire and a major act of sabotage.
Police Control, Police 3, be advised, command post has received 2 explosions, one on either end, simultaneous. Fire department is on the scene. Also, at the same time, we have a report of the wing commander being shot inside the building. We have an individual under apprehension.
The people involved, of course, knew the exercise was coming, but the idea is to spring the unexpected, to see how and how well base personnel respond. This is a simulated chemical attack. Specially garbed airmen moved quickly to test the contents of the gas, while other specialists set up decontamination centers to treat people who were caught unsuspecting. As soon as a superficial examination can be conducted, the scenario calls for a plane to be launched to go for various materials needed to replace damaged equipment. This F-111 wasn't really part of the exercise, but it puts over the idea nicely. Activities were coming thick and fast as cameraman Reggie Ward and I whizzed about the base all morning. Probably we could have covered a number of other events had we not encountered one of the hazards of the news business. Jerry Taff, Channel 8 News, reporting.
Carl Ulsaker is originally from Texas, and he's sympathetic to problems like damaged letters or late letters. So he gets pretty hard-nosed when he starts talking about the Postal Service and how much better it's going to get. The regional postmaster general says innovations like area mail service, which was started in Dallas a few weeks ago, will help improve delivery. Still, he told me, you can't drop a letter in the post box late in the evening and expect overnight service.
Well, if people want to get overnight delivery to 600 miles away, roughly, airmail will give them a consistent 95% assurance of that. Now, there's another myth going around that first-class mail gets there just as quickly. Well, sometimes it does, but the latest ODIS figures I saw on this showed that airmail got there to a 95% degree of consistency to the same cities first-class mail got there to an 11% degree of consistency.
When you come to the State Fair of Texas, there are two things that's almost impossible to leave without. One is a stomach ache from all the good food you eat, and the other is a teddy bear.
Say, ring one, you win. Say, hand me that ring there, would you please? Thank you. You want to try it? Say, come here and get one. Here's where you get them at, right here. 3 rings for a quarter. You ring one of these Coke bottles down here, you pick out anything you like. You get 3 rings, 3 chances for a quarter. Should you ring either one of these 3 rings down there, you pick out anything you like up there. Like, try it? There you go. Ring one, you win. That's it. Over to the right a little now. You went over a little bit too far. Ooh, that was close. You'd have had that. Try it again. Try it one more time. Now you win. Try to get it. You might get it this time. Here goes one. Come in, see what she gets here. Oh, that's it. There goes one. Hey, there goes one. Hey, the little girl got one. Hey, the little girl got one. Look at that. There goes one. Hey, the lady got one. Hey, there goes one. She got it. Who's next? Come right in and get one. Hey, she got it. There goes one. Yeah. There goes our winner. The lady got one there. 3 for a quarter. You ring one out of the 3, you win. Hold your hand counter high and hold your disc or your ring open. Hold it up like that and look. Hold it like that and try to ring one of them bottles. Drop it as flat as you can drop it. Say, there goes another one over there. Everybody plays, everybody wins. There goes another one. You ring one out of the 3, you pick out anything, you drop them on them Coke bottles. Hold them counter high, hold them open like that, and drop them as flat as you can get it. Drop it as flat as you can get it. Oh, that's close. 3 rings for a quarter. You ring one out of the 3, you pick out anything.
You may not win every time, but since obviously skill has nothing to do with it, it really doesn't matter anyway. For Channel 8 News in the Move, this is Judi Hanna at the State Fair Midway.
Ring one, you win. 3 chances for a quarter. What a big one.
Then they went to another door. While they were knocking on it, the man in the first door came out of the apartment with a gun and made a threatening movement toward them, and one of the officers shot him. Did the man in the apartment open fire? No, he did not fire. He raised the gun as if to fire at the officers and pointed it at them. And that's when when one of them pushed the other one out of the way and opened fire on him.
Bank officials react in a lot of ways when they get hit. Riverside State elected to lock everybody out. We were able to get some film of the teller who was held up and the FBI auditors getting to work before we were shuttled upstairs to a cafeteria to wait for Vice President Pascal White of the bank. He came up finally, spoke briefly with newsmen, but refused to say anything of substance. He wouldn't tell us the teller's name, no name of the bank guard who saw the bandit, not even the amount of money taken. Police say the man was a white male, 25 to 30 years of age. He was wearing a purple and white striped shirt, dark pants, and sunglasses. They say he put the money in a shopping bag and an attaché case and fled in a tan Falcon.
Hi. How are you? Dallas, 31 Florida. I'm from the Channel 8 News. Glad to have you here today. Good to see you. Beautiful. I think there's one. Hi, John.
Good morning.
I have no... Perhaps, as of this week, the acting director of the Federal...
The call came over the police radios at 1:34 p.m. It's a straight shot out east Belknap from our offices in Fort Worth, so we arrived about the same time as police detectives Sinclair and Summers, who were there to investigate for the Fort Worth Police Department.
What were you thinking actually at the time they were tying you up?
I was praying. I wasn't thinking because I've heard so much about when they get through, they go ahead and shoot you anyway. And I had my sons there and my housekeeper, and I was also praying my neighbor wouldn't walk in the door, which she does so frequently, until they were gone, and I just kept praying, go away. So they did in about 30 minutes.
What were you thinking, Mark?
Well, at the time, I was not really thinking of anything except that, you know, what I'd heard that, you know, after they tie you up and they get through, they're just, either they'll shoot you or they'll leave, and I was just hoping they'd leave.
Rick, did you have any different thoughts in the middle of all this?
Nothing, except I was just scared to death. They asked me if I had any money, and I told them yes, and I told them exactly where it was in my pockets.